Everybody, Craig Durr with the Collab Collective, and where do I find myself but none other than Boston, Massachusetts. This is home of Boston cream pie, of the Boston Red Sox, of history, of the Freedom Trail, and a lot of great things. But I am not here to talk about that. I actually am here to visit with an old friend and to check in with a company that I did a project with just a few years ago over here at the Intercontinental Hotel, and that's Robin Software. Now, if you don't know Robin Software, they started at a core as a workplace reservation software, but now they're evolving and have been evolving to something they want to call workplace operations. Think about not only the information of people checking in and checking out, but keeping things coordinated through workflows that are automated, as well as very personalized end user experiences. And to walk me through it, I'm going to check in with a good friend, Brendan O'Neill, who is the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Alliances. Now, Brendan is just getting back from paternity leave, and I appreciate him taking the time to walk me through this. So join me as I visit with Brendan O'Neill and Robin Software here in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay. So staying true to I'm visiting Boston. I went and got my iced Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I rode the T down here. I'm sitting in front of Faneuil Hall, which is a very historic location. But to get into the Robin office, I've got to check in because I'm a visitor. Now, for convenience, Robin has their end user app or website to allow for visitors to check in. So let's go through that process now to see what that looks like. Shall we? Okay, I've got this email from Brendan. I'm going to go ahead and click this start to check-in. It's going to take me to the guest-powered spot. There's Brendan. I got the address, and today we're going to meet at 1 o'clock. And, oh, he called me a VIP visit. Here's some instructions they have for me when I arrive, where to park, how to get there, getting into our space, and so on and so forth, and all, even about the restaurant. This is about everything I need right here. So let me go ahead and do the check-in process. You ready? Let's see. That's it. Brendan's going to be notified that I'll be there soon, and he will meet me here shortly. All right. Let's head on over to the lobby and find Brendan now.
Hey, Craig.
Brendan, good to see you.
Good to see you. Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
This is the new office, right?
It is. Brand new this year.
I love it because last time I visited you was on the other side of town, but this is beautiful. And you are just back from paternity leave, I understand, right? Yeah. Congratulations to you and the family.
Thank you very much.
All right. So I love what we're seeing here because I had a chance to check in on the website, and I want to walk everyone through the visitor experience right now.
Absolutely.
Is there any more you can show me along that lines?
Yeah, actually, we have a whole tech wall set up to do just that.
Just for me? No,
yeah,
you already have that. Let's go.
It is great because we get to showcase kind of the different phases and elements of the platform.
So where we're starting here, if we start right here.
Starting here, this is that guest experience.
Okay.
And so when you're getting checked in, either downstairs in the front lobby or in the office lobby, some of those displays for visitor management, that's part of the platform now. And we do all the standard stuff, the badge printing, and I really like the check-in experience because once you checked in, I got a notification.
That's right. Exactly. And you partner with, this is where I got my my printed, but this is also, you told me, the employee experience working with HID and other badging things, right?
It is, yeah. So everyone who comes to the office has some form of a Robin experience. Right. So you have the guest up top, and on the bottom, we integrate with all of the kind of badging systems so that we can do a lot of those automated workflows. So
that's perfect.
Employee comes in for the day, we can check them into their desk. We can do some other automations across things like meeting room check-ins and stuff like that. So all the automation right at the bottom. So
this is the entry. But you talked about checking at the desk. Now, the core of what you guys started with, God, it was 2015, was really just around desk reservations and checking in. And that's still a core idea, but you built so much around that. But right now, this is a wonderful experience. Last time you and I touched base was about 3 years ago, and I think you guys were just starting to do this overview of the entire office, maybe as a feature set.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So we really wanted to focus on building a lot of visibility and kind of a live view of your space to help out employees when it came to understanding people, places, and spaces, and then help people manage the entire workplace operations experience. Okay. So this is a live view of our space right behind this wall. Okay. So we are here, so you can quickly search and find a teammate if you wanted to see where someone was working from. If you needed to wayfind, a lot of teams look at this as wayfinding. They put these in elevator banks or in front of big neighborhoods inside of their office so that they can give employees an easy way to understand and orient.
So if I go right here?
Located. Yeah, if you look up, let's look up my teammate Shane.
Okay.
And see where he's working from today.
That's Shane.
And it pops up on the map.
That's perfect. But now, first of all, this is interactive, which I love, which is fantastic. But this is only the front desk. I also have like a mobile experience or maybe even like a Slack experience, you told me, right?
Yeah. And so from an end user experience, we're of course on mobile. So you can do everything like grab a desk or book a meeting room when you're commuting or from home earlier in the week. Yeah. You'll get a sense of who else is coming into the office. So you can start to plan. So any office that has some form of flexibility, really hard to sync up with who's coming in when. So this adds a lot of that visibility. I can add favorites. So if I have people that I specifically collaborate with more, honestly, half of my favorites are my lunch buddies. I just want to know that my friends are going to be in the office
so
too.
You can land and find them. This is cool. Now, your role, strategic partnerships and alliances. Yeah. You've been really busy, although you've been out of the office 6 weeks. And I think this next wall shows you some of the things you've been working on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So when we initially started Robin, it was specializing in a lot of the meeting room management.
Right.
And a lot of that is anchored around things like meeting room displays or other hardware to help give visibility.
I recognize some of these brands.
Yeah. So Crestron, Neat, Logitech, and then of course Apple iPads, and we work on Android tablets as well. And then we have worked with in the last few years with Embrava for desk signage.
Okay.
So for signage that goes at the individual workstation, because not only we basically manage most parts of the office for anyone in office management or office operations, but meeting rooms, workstations, things like lockers and parking, those have recently gotten added to the platform as well. So everything that you would need for your end-to-end kind of workday experience, we cover, but a lot of visibility with some great partners of ours to add best-in-class displays, visibility, interaction, so you can check in with QR codes and things like that. There's specialty in the LEDs on the side bars are actually like my favorite. So if you actually look at these phone booths over here,
you can see
it makes it really easy to see right down the row what's free and what's busy just from the LED bars on the side. These are all Logitech, but that's the same for
I love this. I didn't want to frame you as being just a hardware guy. You're talking about some really great partnerships, and it comes back to the idea of that mobile app experience, which was something that was really strong. I always I mean, package deliveries, checking in to see who's in the office or not, right? Communications in the context of space. I just want to communicate to whoever's in building 3 or on this floor.
Yeah, actually, that's a great call out for us. So again, if you're a workplace manager, and you want to send a notification to anybody who's coming into a certain building or floor, or maybe calling out that there's an event happening in the space, so we have a whole workplace communications part of the platform as well. So you can send the right messaging to the right people.
I like that.
And it doesn't have to all live inside of one big, maybe mailing list, right? So you want to have that contextually aware kind of platform. That's where our specialty is. We can, again, understand how people plan, manage, and use their office. That's the big kind of like anchor point for us. Right. And a lot of that has to do with the day-to-day, but only when it comes to who's actually in that space. Sure.
Now, we're looking at the end user experience, but there's an admin experience as well too, right?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Let's go take a look at that real quick. Yeah.
So like we had talked about, everything that you need to plan, manage, and use your office.
Right.
So this is on the administrative side of things. So again, think workplace operations, a lot of people in IT.
Hold time out. That's the second time you use that term, workplace operations. I'm going to come back and visit with you about that when we sit down. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that term.
Yeah.
But so we're talking, this is a beautiful dashboard, by the way. I'm seeing feedback because you guys have survey information, deliveries, visits. You probably had myself just show up in here as well too, room displays, and even who's in the office right now, right?
Yeah. So this is basically a one-stop shop for people that are managing the space day to day to get visibility and quick access to the things that they need.
Speaking of which, why don't we go land in that conference room and we can talk some more, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and do that. Millennium Falcon, right? Is that the theme? All right.
All right.
This is where we are?
Yeah, this is our room. So we're going to grab it right now. We can see that it's open.
Okay.
I like to call this the line of sight problem.
Okay.
So that's why we like to light things up nice and green, across the office. That room is free.
Okay, perfect.
So we're just going to grab it right here for 30 minutes. It syncs up to our Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar, blocks things off for the timing, so there's no double bookings or anything like that.
All right, Chewbacca, I'll be Han Solo.
Yeah.
Let's go. God, it's been 3 years since we sat down?
Yeah.
Was it 3 or was it longer than that?
I think it was 22.
It was a really good research project that we did. So the workflow part, I think you've always leaned in and done really well, where one event triggers another event.
Yeah.
And it just makes for a seamless end user experience. Whether it's a visitor or an employee, right? It's been kind of a hallmark what you guys have been doing from the beginning, I think, right?
Yeah. Always wanted to take that approach of thinking about the end user experience,
Right.
but that could be someone that works at the organization or someone who's just visiting the organization as well.
Yeah, and then you actually were using a phrase outside. I want to revisit this. You called it workplace operations.
Yeah.
That's a new term for me. Why don't you explain to me about that?
Yeah, I think the evolution of how space gets used today, there's been a lot of new technology that has been brought into the office.
Right.
But that also means now, instead of just having an office manager and a really consistent 5 days a week, everyone has an assigned seat.
Yeah.
The office has gotten far more complex, far more tech enabled,
Right.
far more flexible. So all of those different variables mean that you now have people from IT, AV, workplace facilities and real estate all kind of collaborating on how the office is run and how it's managed. So we think of it as how you plan, manage, and use your space.
Okay.
And so that workplace operations lens is really about how do we give our customers the best toolkit to plan, manage, and use overall. And that just encompasses so many more of these complex kind of workflows and kind of policies and guidelines that get put into place.
It's great.
And it takes a lot to orchestrate, but we're doing our darndest to put that all into one platform.
I mean, at the time that you and I did the work previously, I introduced what I look at it. I call it the 3W framework, which is the workflows, the workplace, and the workforce, which kind of hit the same key people you just talked about. It hits IT, facilities or real estate, and HR, right?
Yep.
And you've always, like I said earlier, I think you've had a really good people end user centric experience point of view, which really made it really powerful to what people are calling themselves now workplace coordinators or workplace managers now as well. Right?
Absolutely.
It's kind of, they're bridging the end user experience, that admin experience to how the physical space comes together.
Yeah, it's expanded beyond what I think the role of the past for an office manager may have been the term, but now this workplace coordinator, workplace manager, that's internal events, that's what's happening day to day in the office, but even more unique elements from the last 5 years around things like team onsites.
Oh, okay.
Or a lot of internal enablement of specific spaces. So if a team needs to take over a region of an office, or if you want to have a more dynamic space that kind of grows and adapts to how your company is using it.
Okay.
Those are all things that are a little bit more than just coordinating. So that's where that workplace management kind of angle has really been taking a strong foothold.
Okay. All right, Brendan, this is a good update. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to help me kind of wrap up my Boston experience. I had my Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Yeah.
I rode the T.
Yeah.
I saw the old State House, and then I also Faneuil Hall. Anything else I should do while I'm here in Boston?
I think, in the spirit of things, it's the 250th anniversary this year of the revolution beginning here in Boston.
Okay.
I think you have to check out the Boston Tea Party Museum, because that's basically where it all started.
Hey, thank you so much for the update.
Thanks for coming by.
And if you guys want to find out more information, please check out Brendan online, or also Robin at robinpower.com, right?
Perfect.
All right. Thank you, everyone. This is Craig Durr from the Collab Collective.
Thanks.
Take care. All right, Charlie Durr, we're here in Boston, Massachusetts. What are we about to do?
The tea party.
And what are we going to be doing at the tea party?
Throwing tea off a boat.
Why would we want to do that?
Because we're mad.
Okay, we are mad. Okay, well, I like that. This is good to know. All right, let's get in line and go ahead and destroy some tea. Yeah?
Yeah.
On 3, 2, 1. Ah! All right, everyone, this is Craig Durr from the Collab Collective, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, visiting Robin and destroying some tea. We'll talk to you next time.